Good day, folks, and welcome to Mr. Creepy Skeleton Stories. Today, we're going to tell you a collection of stories about the employees of Walmart who has creepy encounters with the ghosts. Get ready to get scared and experience a story full of creepiness. All stories are based on true-to-life experience and might be happen to you someday. Get ready because we're going to start in 3, 2, 1.
Overtime. In the quiet hours of the night, when the moon hung low in the sky, an eerie stillness settled over the Walmart store. The manager, Mr. Anderson, found himself alone, surrounded by rows and rows of neatly organized shelves. But little did he know, this night would be far from ordinary. It was just days before the much-dreaded audit, and the pressure was mounting. Determined to ensure everything was in order, Mr. Anderson had decided to stay late and work overtime. As the clock ticked closer to midnight, the silence was broken by a sudden flickering of lights, causing him to raise an eyebrow in confusion. With a perplexed expression, Mr. Anderson walked toward the electrical room, hoping to resolve the mysterious flickering lights. But as he approached the room, the flickering ceased, leaving him puzzled and slightly unnerved. Brushing off the incident as a mere glitch, he returned to his desk, ready to continue his work. But just as he sat down, another strange occurrence took place. The lights in the distant aisles began to turn on and off in a disconcerting pattern. Mr. Anderson's heart raced, and a bead of sweat formed on his forehead. He couldn't fathom what could be causing such a phenomenon. Was it a faulty wiring issue or something more sinister? Summoning his courage, Mr. Anderson ventured into the dimly lit aisles, his footsteps echoing through the empty store. As he turned a corner, he froze. Products flew from the shelves and landed on the floor with a resounding crash. The room seemed to come alive, as if an invisible force was taunting him. Fear coursed through his veins as he stumbled backward, tripping over his own feet. Just when he thought things couldn't get any more bizarre, a translucent figure materialized before him. It was a ghostly apparition, its hollow eyes staring deep into his soul. Mr. Anderson's heart pounded in his chest as the ghostly figure beckoned him forward. Against his better judgment, he followed the apparition, his mind clouded with a mix of terror and curiosity. The ghostly presence led him through the store, pointing to various areas as if reliving moments from the past. Each scene grew more haunting and macabre, as if the walls of the Walmart held stories the living could not comprehend. Mr. Anderson's mind raced, trying to make sense of it all. Was this the spirit of a former employee, trapped within the walls of the store? As the night wore on, Mr. Anderson found himself confronted with the horrors and tragedies that unfolded within the Walmart's history. It was a nightmarish journey through time, leaving him shaken and drenched in sweat. Finally, the ghostly figure came to a stop before a closed office door. Feeling a mix of trepidation and compelled curiosity, Mr. Anderson slowly pushed open the door, revealing a dusty office frozen in time. A flickering light bulb swung ominously from the ceiling, casting shadowy shapes on the walls. And there, seated behind the desk, was a figure dressed in outdated attire, a former manager, perhaps. But before Mr. Anderson could utter a word, the ghostly figure disappeared into thin air, leaving him alone in the haunted room. The office returned to its stillness, and the flickering light steadied, as if acknowledging his presence. As the first rays of dawn illuminated the empty aisles, Mr. Anderson emerged from the Walmart, his mind filled with unanswered questions. What had happened during that fateful night? And why had the ghostly presence chosen to reveal itself to him? Years passed, and Mr. Anderson went on with his life, but the memory of that night never faded. It remained etched in his mind, a chilling reminder of the inexplicable forces that exist beyond our understanding. And although he never found all the answers he sought, he couldn't shake the feeling that the Walmart store held secrets that would forever remain hidden. And so, the tale of the haunted Walmart and the manager who braved the horrors within is whispered among those who dare to ask. It stands as a testament to the mysteries that lie just beneath the surface of the everyday, leaving us wondering what else may lurk in the unexplored depths of the places we frequent. Walmart security guard. Robert, a Walmart security guard, paced the dimly lit aisles of the superstore on his routine night shift. The stillness of the late hour filled the atmosphere, broken only by the soft buzz of fluorescent lights overhead. It was a mundane job, yet Robert took pride in ensuring the safety and security of the store. Tonight, however, would be different. As he made his way towards the back of the store, Robert felt an eerie chill creep up his spine. He couldn't shake the feeling that something was amiss. His footsteps echoed through the empty aisles, creating an eerie symphony of sound. Suddenly, out of the corner of his eye, Robert caught a glimpse of movement. He whipped his head around but found nothing. Confused, he continued his patrol, dismissing it as a trick of the shadows. But the unexplained encounter left him curious. Was it just his imagination playing tricks on him? Or was there something else lurking in the darkness? Determined to unravel the mystery, Robert turned his attention to the security footage. He meticulously scanned through hours of recordings, searching for any anomalies. Hours turned into minutes, minutes into seconds, as he watched the screen intently. And there, in the middle of the night, on a grainy surveillance video, Robert saw it. A figure, transparent and ethereal, moved gracefully through the store. It floated effortlessly above the ground, leaving only a slight ripple behind. Heart pounding, Robert rewound the footage, hoping for a logical explanation. But the more he watched, the more the truth became undeniable. He had encountered a ghost. A mix of fear and fascination coursed through Robert's veins. He had heard countless tales of supernatural encounters, but now he had witnessed one firsthand. The questions raced through his mind. Who was this ghost? What was its purpose? And most importantly, why was it haunting his Walmart? Determined to find answers, Robert delved into the store's history, uncovering a long-forgotten tragedy that had occurred decades ago. The ghostly apparition was believed to be the restless spirit of a former employee, seeking justice for a crime never solved. As Robert pieced together the fragments of the past, he made a shocking discovery. The evidence he found suggested that the truth was far more sinister than anyone could have imagined. With trembling hands, he realized that the key to unveiling the ghost's true identity lay in the present, hidden within the walls of Walmart itself. With newfound determination, Robert embarked on a perilous journey, uncovering dark secrets and facing unexpected dangers along the way. As he reached the climactic moment, he uncovered the truth, a truth so shocking that it left him reeling. But just as the mystery seemed to be solved, a final twist rocked his world. The ghostly apparition vanished into thin air, leaving behind only unanswered questions and a lingering sense of unease. The enigmatic encounter would forever haunt Robert, leaving him wondering about the unanswered questions and what could have been. The inexplicable incident had not only changed his perception of the world but had opened his mind to the endless possibilities that lay beyond the realm of the living. And so, as he continued his night shift duties at Walmart, Robert couldn't help but wonder if he would ever encounter another ghost, or if the one he had met would forever remain an unsolved mystery. Extraordinary Manager. In the quiet town of Crestville, nestled amongst the rolling hills, stood an ordinary Walmart store. And in this ordinary store worked an extraordinary manager named Mark. Known for his attention to detail and impeccable work ethic, Mark would stop at nothing to ensure that Walmart Crestville ran seamlessly. One fateful evening, as the sun began to set and the night shift commenced, Mark found himself facing an unexpected challenge. An audit was scheduled for the following day, and it seemed that working overtime was inevitable. Determined to uphold Walmart's reputation for excellence, Mark braced himself for a long night ahead. As the last employee left, Mark was left alone in the store, surrounded by rows of neatly stacked shelves. It was a strange feeling, being alone in such a massive space. But with a deep breath, Mark delved into the daunting task of preparing for the audit. Hours passed, and the store became enveloped in an eerie silence. Shadows danced along the walls, casting an otherworldly glow. Suddenly, with a creak, the lights began to flicker. Mark's heart skipped a beat. his curiosity piqued. He dismissed it as a mere electrical glitch, trying to shake off the uneasiness that settled in his bones. But then, things took a turn for the bizarre. Products on the shelves started shifting, as if propelled by an invisible force. Mark's eyes widened in disbelief, a cold shiver running down his spine. He stood frozen, his mind struggling to comprehend the inexplicable phenomenon unfolding before him. Just as he mustered the courage to investigate, a chilling breeze swept through the store, extinguishing the flickering lights. Darkness engulfed Mark, leaving him vulnerable and apprehensive. Suddenly, the sound of footsteps echoed through the aisles, and Mark's blood ran cold. Fear consumed him as he realized he was not alone. He could feel an eerie presence lurking behind him. Slowly turning around, his heart pounding in his chest, Mark's eyes widened in sheer horror. Standing before him was a ghostly figure, its pale face contorted with anguish and despair. Time stood still as Mark and the apparition locked eyes, their gazes filled with a mixture of fear and curiosity. In that moment, Mark's mind raced, searching for answers to this inexplicable encounter. Was the ghost seeking vengeance? Or was it simply trapped between realms, yearning for release? Unable to comprehend the ghostly entity's intentions, Mark mustered the courage to speak. "Who are you?" he managed to utter, his voice trembling. The ghostly figure seemed to tremble, bits of its ethereal form fading in and out. With a hollow voice filled with longing, it whispered, "Help me." The plea hung in the air, leaving Mark with a profound sense of responsibility. But before he could utter a word, the ghostly figure vanished, leaving Mark standing in the darkness, filled with wonder and uncertainty. Days turned into weeks, and the encounter with the ghostly figure remained etched in Mark's memory. Questions haunted him, and he found himself researching the history of the Walmart Crestville store. And to his astonishment, he discovered a tragic tale of a young worker who lost her life in a terrible accident within the store's walls. As the years passed, Mark's encounter became a legendary tale whispered among Walmart employees. Some believed that the ghost still wandered the aisles, searching for peace. Others dismissed it as an elaborate fiction. But Mark knew the truth. And so, the story of the haunted Walmart Crestville store lived on, captivating the minds of those who dared to wonder. Was it simply a figment of imagination? Or a glimpse into a world beyond our own? The answer remained elusive, leaving the reader with a sense of intrigue and a desire to uncover the mysteries that lie beneath everyday reality.